I'm so tired. Well, I guess I gotta find a new game to talk about. No. No. Is this just the same game at this point? No. Maybe later, I don't know. Oh. Well, I remember this game. It was cool. I guess we could talk about this one, Tomodachi Life. I remember having a bit of fun with this game on the 3DS, starving my villagers to death after not feeding them for a month. It was fun times. Yeah, this will do. Before we talk about this thing, though, I think I need to get some rest. What a weird dream. Yeah, good thing it's morning time. Tomodachi Life. It's kind of a game. If you weren't a 3DS owner and you're not aware of what this game is, I don't blame you, since it was never playable on any other handheld or console, as a matter of fact. You see, a game similar to it, such as Miitopia, since it included Mii's, as you can see, this game definitely does have Mii's in it. But Miitopia, a game that also used Mii's, it was re-released on the Switch, and it gave it a lot more popularity than it originally had. I mean, it was decently well known already, but it was only playable on the 3DS. Now it's on the Switch. There were so many people streaming it everywhere. It was great. I loved it. Miitopia is a fabulous game. I can't really say the same for this one, though. Don't get me wrong, it's still a great game, but it wasn't really re-released on anything, so not a lot of people might not be aware of it. If you owned a 3DS, though, you definitely know what it is. For people who already know what this game is, you're probably just here to listen to me talk. Why would you want to listen to me talk? I have no clue. But for people who don't know what this is, well, you're in for a treat. I'm about to explain it to you. You see, Tomodachi Life was a game released for the 3DS. I know, couldn't tell. But it was indeed released for the 3DS, and it was basically a life simulator. But get this, it was a life simulator with Mii's. Hey, I could be doing anything in the world, and adding my Mii to it will make it infinitely better.
I'm dying.
That's hilarious. It was indeed a game, alright. Well, you can even count it as one. Basically, you weren't the one really doing everything. It was the characters in the game. That is what a life simulator is. The only difference with this life simulator is that you had to do everything for them. Like, literally everything. I'm surprised they haven't died yet. No, seriously, I've gone like 3 years without feeding them. How are they alive? Unless they aren't alive. Yeah, I should probably check on them. That'd probably be a really good idea. And I hope they're not dead. Well, we're in. Before we go see if, everybody's still alive and stuff, let me give you a little tour of the island. First, we have the clothing store, the pawn shop, the hat store, the food mart, the import wear, the fountain, the apartment complex, the concert hall, the beach, the campground, the rankings board, the town hall, the interior store, the observation tower, the Me Homes, the compatibility tester, the port, the photo studio, the Nintendo 3DS image share, I know, the cafe, the amusement park, the park, and Me News. I know, we got a lot of crazy things going on here, so we're gonna go one by one and see what every single one has to offer. Let's go check on the people first, though. We'll start with me, of course. I mean, it's my island. All right, and here we go. We got lots of great people on this island, like Isabel and Hobo John. Oh, and we cannot forget about Disco Boy. Ah, and here I am. Looks like I'm having a dream. I wonder what I'm dreaming about. You know, trying to explain to somebody why I like this game is really difficult.
Yeah, so this game's a little wacky, and look at that, it gave me the hat that killed me. Fun. Well, let's get to the point. You can either give your islander food, clothes, a hat, interior for their apartment, random items that they can use, and special foods. Interesting. Well, I haven't fed my me in around 3 months, so I think I should probably give him something. Yeah, I guess meatballs will work. I mean, I don't like him in real life, but maybe my me in the game will. Who knows? Let's see. Great. This is like the toys section, if you'd call it that. It's basically where you keep all the things that you can have fun with your Miis with. Of course, I'm gonna show you some, but not all of them since it'd take too long. And what to start with? Let's start off with... Oh, that stupid ass slide puzzle that always annoyed me when I was younger.
Don't get flustered. I can't wait until it's done.
So much fun. The next item we'll be trying is the fan, though I don't see how it could be that interesting.
I would like some soda. I think it's time for a nap.
Yep, this is exactly why I love this game. Next thing we're gonna do is use the hypnotization thingy to, well, hypnotize our me. Remember we had that straw hat dream, you know, where Jacob died and everything, fun stuff? Well, this hypnotization thingy lets you, get this, go into any dream in the game. That's right, there's more just beyond that straw hat. And it gets a little wacky. Kind of the theme of this game. I have every single dream in the game unlocked except one, which is kind of annoying, but we still have lots of options. What to choose? I guess I'll just choose seaweed?
Seaweed. What?
Next, we'll try the AR camera. You know, the camera that scans AR cards.
Because everyone remembers the AR cards.
Other than seeing your Miis come to life through the AR cards, there wasn't really much to do, so we'll just move on. Next is the frying pan. This is where you give your me, well, a frying pan, and he cooks up a delicious treat for you. Let's see what my me can do. Alright, let's do this. As you can see, my me looks like he's taking this very seriously, as he should. I'm just thinking about what he's making right now. He could be making anything. He could be making, I don't know, a burger. I mean, I don't like him in real life, but, I mean, I might like it in the game. Alright, let's see what he gives us. And... what? You can't even make that on a stove. That's preposterous. And after all that, my me finally leveled up. What fun. Basically, when your me levels up, you can either give them a song, a new interior for the house, a catchphrase, a gift, clothes, or a hat. And pocket money. I've already given him all those other 6 things, so I think I'm just gonna give him pocket money. I'll give him 11 cents. That should help him buy a couple pieces of candy at Party City or something. And then in turn, he gives me a coin that I can sell for $200 in the pawn shop. That's fair. Welp, it looks like there isn't really much else to do. Before we leave, we'll give him one little final treat, which is spoiled milk. I know it's his favorite. Huh. Well, I thought I'd be a little more grateful since I haven't really given him anything in 3 months, but okay. Again, before I left, I got this little prickly seed off of him. It seemed like it was bothering him. I had to do him a favor. Did you know that you can also check the meals inside of their stomachs? Well, that's a bit awkward, but let's move on and look at some more people. First, we have Sayori in her definitely appropriate apartment. Then we have, other amazing people and... Oh my. Well, it looks like sparks are flying in Sans apartment. Let's see what's going on.
I want to propose to Monica. Do you think I should?
Whoa, Sans, that's a big commitment. But you know what? I say go for it. You should be able to do whatever you want on this island. Except eat, apparently. You need my help to do that. But now that I think about it, who in their right mind would ever want Sans from Undertale and Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club to get married in the first place?
Fanfic artists.
Well, never mind that. Sans is asking us for ideas on where to go for the day. Our options are the fireworks show, the train station.
The train station. Okay. Yeah, the train station, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't choose the train station. I chose the amusement park. Yeah, I think it fits Sans and Monica's personality. It makes sense, they're both funny guys, funny jokesters always playing their funny pranks.
Would you mind helping me out?
Ooh, sorry about that, Sans. I don't think I'm gonna be doing that. You see, this is your rodeo. You asked me where to go. That's as far as I'm going with it. But of course, we have to be a good person and help Sans with this, so I agreed in the end. I guess this is what my life is now at this point, helping Sans and Monica get married. Anyways, if you don't know how this works, see that orange heart button down there that says now exclamation mark? That's very important, you see. You have to press that whenever Monica is thinking of Sans and that little thought bubble up there. And if you mess up, oh, it's over for you, buddy. She's gonna be thinking about her stomach and what she's ate today other than Sans, and that's gonna be a big problem. Whole marriage destroyed, I tell ya. As you can see, we already got one down, but we have to get 3 more. This is gonna be a problem. And second one down. Got it. We're doing great so far, but that doesn't mean we can rest. 2 more mess-ups and it's all over. Sans' relationship with this fictional woman is destroyed. Bird clock. Sans, let's go. All right, guys. Sans is about to pop the big question. I'm so excited right now. You got this, Sans. I believe in you.
My darling, will you marry me?
I do. I will. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy.
Yeah, Sans, you did it. I'm so proud of you. I can't believe you were able to accomplish your goal. I knew you could do it, Sans. I believed in you the whole time. Such a satisfying ending. Now, you might be asking yourself, Jacob, that's weird. This game is weird. Why are you reviewing and talking about such a weird game? Well, I'll tell you. That's what I love about this game. It's the fact that this game is just so wacky and fun that you can do, well, whatever you want with it. That's really what makes the whole experience of Tomodachi Life so special to begin with. The fact that you can customize it however you want. Make everybody be and do whoever you want. Make your own life. That is why it's called Tomodachi Life, isn't it? Oh yeah, and I forgot about the honeymoon. Basically in Tomodachi Life, when 2 Miis go on a honeymoon, or just any trip for that matter, they take 3 pictures that you can save to your camera roll if you so choose. Let's see how good their pictures are. Horrible trash, even more trash. These are all garbage. Oh, and look at that. Sans leveled up just like me before. I'll give him pocket money too, but I'm not going to give him 11 cents. I'm only going to give him 9 cents. He doesn't deserve 11, well, because he's not me. I think he can buy 1 candy at Party City for that amount. Okay, I'm done.
And that was the Me apartment building, with a little dose of marriage in there too. Sorry, it took a little longer than I expected because of that whole marriage situation, but I'm happy to see that Sans is happy and all. Anyways, we're going to be going through all the rest of the stuff on the island and, looking at all of it and seeing what it has to offer. We'll start with the clothing store.
Alright, here we are, the clothing store, and there are indeed clothes here, believe it or not. Oh, and not just normal clothes, seasonal clothes depending on, well, what season the game is in at the moment. Honestly, the clothes don't really do much for you in Tomodachi Life, they only just give me a new flair and look. That's about it. So there's really no point in changing the clothes just to have them look different, which is honestly the whole point of the game. It's life. Next is the pawn shop. So basically in Tomodachi Life, whenever you hang out with your Miis, sometimes you can play games with them. And depending on if you win or lose the game, if you lose, you get toilet paper or tissues. Fun. If you win, you get a prize. And you can sell these prizes in the pawn shop for money. But that's all you can do with them because they literally have no other use at all in the whole game other than to just sell them. You're probably wondering, Jacob, it looks like you've sold absolutely none of your items. Well, that isn't true at all. I haven't sold any recently because I obviously don't need the money, as you can see. I just like keeping them for collection purposes. Next, we have the hat store, which is very similar to the clothes store on how it works. None of the hats actually do anything for the Miis in the game. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to. It's a life simulator. They're just for aesthetic purposes. They do have a lot of funny hats, though, and I do appreciate that. And, oh, you think that's funny, don't you, game? Next, we have the food mart. I think this one is very self-explanatory, but I'm going to explain it anyways. So, the food mart is where you get this, buy food. I know, shocker. You can buy multiple different kinds of foods and they have a different selection every day. But if you want to buy foods that you've already bought in the past, just go to the in-stock section. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I have around 99 quantity of every single food in the game. So you're probably wondering, Jacob, why do you starve them? Well, it's one simple answer. I'm lazy. Hey, but it's not just me being lazy, alright? I have a lot of responsibilities. I have to take care of me in real life, my Miis in Tomodachi Life, and my Miis in Tomodachi Collection. Yeah, that's right. Tomodachi Life is a sequel to a game that actually came out exclusively in Japan called Tomodachi Collection. Yeah, that's right. I own both of them. I don't blame you for being scared of my presence. Next, we have the import wear. This is basically the exact same as the clothes store. The only difference is that here, you can buy clothes that have been shipped from other islands through streetpass. Now, if you're a non-3DS user, you might be wondering, Jacob, what's streetpass? Well, let me tell you, streetpass was a feature on the 3DS where if you were to pass by somebody when both of your streetpass tags were on, you could streetpass in any game that, utilized streetpass, you could get special items in that game or just, look at each other's places, depending on what game you were playing, of course. Streetpass was such an awesome feature on the 3DS, and Tomodachi Life utilized it very well. Basically, just consider the importware as the Gucci store of Tomodachi Life, since all the clothes there were very expensive. Why were they so expensive? I don't know, but honestly, I don't really mind spending $500 on a kimono, who cares? Next, we have the fountain. This is one of my favorites in the game, because I get a lot of free money. As you can see, everyone's giving their donations to the fountain, but in reality, I'm just pocketing all the money. Today, we earned $258.60. What a haul. The fountain is also used for other things like the morning market and the rap battle, which aren't going on right now. Maybe if we come back later, it will be happening though, so we'll see. Next, we have the concert hall. This is when Nintendo made the biggest mistake of their entire career. They gave Tomodachi Life players the ability to make their own songs. Now, let me explain. In Tomodachi Life, as all of you know by now, you can make your Miis level up. And when they level up, you have the option to give them a song. You have 8 songs to choose from, and I'll show them up on screen now. Except in North America, Ballad is replaced with enka in Japan. All these songs had lyrics, but you could change all the lyrics to these songs and make whatever you want. I'll show you a couple that I made a while ago. Yeah, so that was kind of grim, but oh well. Anyways, I had lots of more songs written back in my Tomodachi Life days, but they're all gone or on different save files, so this is the last one I'll be showing you now.
Hold on there, my boy.
Yes, Daddy, we're working.
Running in the hall for seconds. But you ain't all up with
And you've got all the
getting out of there.
round in time.
Now it's playtime. Playing opposites.
Know what to do.
But you know I'm better than you.
Dang, that was truly an incredible rap single right there. Honestly, I don't even know why I haven't posted it on Spotify yet. That was fire. I'm pretty sure you realize why this was a big problem in Tomodachi Life, because a lot of people made songs in Tomodachi Life and posted them onto YouTube, and a lot of them sounded something like this. Balloons, Chris Pratt. Sans Undertale. Mario Golf. Sonic Speedball. Waluigi. Next we have the beach. Not much goes on here other than watching your Mies frolic around in the sand and water and such, but there is a 24/7 event that goes on here, or just something that you start whenever you want, called Judgement Bay. It's where all of your islanders run to a side of their choosing, but get this, you get to write what's on each side, so basically they're choosing what they like more. Let's do this. I got my trusty stylus here to write down everything since my finger just won't cut it. Our first competition is Twitter versus death. I'm pretty sure it's obvious who's gonna win here, but let's see.
I made up my mind pretty quickly.
Me too, Waluigi. Me too. The next one is Mario and Luigi. Obviously, Luigi is the better brother, but let's see what the island thinks.
It's all the same, really.
Wow, bro, just cause they're both Italian? Not cool, man. And lastly, we have me versus Chris Pratt. Obviously, I'm gonna come out on top, but let's see what they think. I fucking hate this game. Next, we have the Campground. Remember when I was mentioning streetpass with the importware and stuff? Yeah, well that's what this place is. It uses streetpass, but the only difference is you don't get clothes and you get actual people. Basically, people can visit your island like travelers, and you can give them a home for a couple days, and then they'll leave. But it's a pretty cool feature, I would say. Obviously, there's nobody here right now. That's because nobody owns a 3DS, so I can't really show you much of the features here, since, well, nobody's here. But let's say a traveler was actually here. You could basically only do stuff with them that you can do with normal islanders, but you can buy special foods off them with play coins, which was just a currency that you got for walking around with your 3DS in real life. Basically a pedometer. I know I already mentioned special foods before, but I think I need to make this clear. Special foods don't actually do anything special for any islanders. All it does is give me an exclusive dialogue option explaining what they liked about the food specifically, which I think is pretty unique. Next, we have the rankings board, or as I like to call it.
What? Why the hell is that one more popular than me?
The rankings board is basically just how it sounds. It's ranking multiple different attributes of all the islanders and seeing who comes out on top in each category. Two of the sections are missing here because, like I've already stated, I've had multiple copies of Tomodachi Life. In this one, I guess I just didn't get that far in. First, we have the vitality ranking, which I'm pretty sure means how smart me is. I'm not sure though. Makes sense why Judge Judy's at the top. You have to be pretty smart to be a judge. Not sure why Temmie's in second place though. From what I remember, she could barely speak English in Undertale. Mr. Peepee? Next, we have popularity ranking, which is very self-explanatory, so I don't think I need to explain it. It makes sense why two of the Doki Doki Literature Club girls are there. The game was very popular. Oh, and the YouTuber Yub's there as well. I don't remember adding him, but you know, he's a great YouTuber, so I don't mind it. Oh, and I know why Hostu Miku's there as well. Vocaloid is crazy popular. I feel like she should be number 1 though, but whatever. Skipping past the boys' charm ranking, cause who cares, am I right? And we go to the girls' charm ranking. It shows the most desirable girls on the island. Well, Sayori's dead, so I don't really think that counts. Next, we have the pampered ranking, which is the islanders that gets the most attention from you. Surprise, surprise, I'm number 1, by a long shot. Skipping past the friendship ranking, cause who has friends these days, am I right? Next, we have the romance ranking, and it seems like Senpai is the leader of both of the top spots. Makes sense, he is from a game about dating. Since we don't have the other 2 sections, our final one is the Splurge ranking. This is the ranking about who I spend the most money on the island. You'll never be able to guess who's at the top. Go ahead, guess. I already know you failed. You'll never guess. Ready? Did I stump you? I also spend quite a bit of money on Hostu Miku as well. I mean, a pop star does need her cash. Next is the town hall. This is basically the main settings area of the game. Nothing too interesting goes on here, but this is where you can create new Miis, look at info about Miis that are already on your island, look at child info for children that have been born on your island, your collection, your sending and receiving through streetpass and spot pass, scanning QR codes, and just the options in general. Let's get out of that boring place and go to the next area, which is the interior store. This is where you buy, well, interiors for islanders' apartments. There's always lots of looks to go for apartments in Tomodachi Life, but do you just want to find the right one? Well, this is the store for you. Every day, there's usually a couple special apartments you can purchase, and by special, I mean apartments that you haven't seen in the game before. If you've seen every apartment in the game, then it's just gonna show you some random apartments. Not much of a daily special, but whatever. If you're really looking for something special, just go to the second category, which is just titled special. You know it's really special because it's not a daily occurrence, it's a forever occurrence, since these things never change depending on what day it is. This section is also home to some of the most expensive items in Tomodachi Life, and the most expensive item, which is the Golden Room. It's literally just a room laced completely in gold with lots of gold furniture and a TV. Oh, you bet it's worth it. And yet the TV only plays 1 channel. I mean, come on, if I pay this much for an apartment, they better give me more than 1 channel. And again, the channel is just money falling down. I just have to look at the stock market to see that in real life. I'm pretty sure, at least. I never looked at the stock market. Next, we have the observation tower. This is very similar to the beach on how nothing goes on here, and if there are any islanders there, you basically just watch them do their thing and you can't interact with them at all. But again, just like the beach, there's a 24/7 event that goes on here called Quirky Questions, and it's pretty quirky. We should definitely play it, and I'm gonna show you what happens during it.
It's time for some quirky questions.
Quirky Questions is a game where it gives you 3 auto-generated questions with the last word missing, and you have to replace that word with anything you want. It's pretty funny, so let's do this first one. Our first question is, who thinks they're better than Sonic Spinball? Nobody should be raising their hand because nobody is better than Sonic Spinball, but let's see what happens.
Who thinks they're better than Sonic Spinball? Me.
Well, Temmie definitely has the right idea, considering she was the only one who didn't raise her hand, and that she is in complete and utter shock that Ian would even dare go up to the likes of Sonic Spinball. The next question is, who has no desire in my content? I don't know what the result's gonna be, but I hope it's my desired result.
JR0ck's contact. Me.
Alright, Temmie, I see how it is now. That's cool. That's cool. The last question is, who can't stop thinking about Chris Pratt? If anybody raises their hand for this one, I'm pretty sure all hope in the world is lost, but let's see.
Chris Pratt.
Well, that game of Quirky Questions was great. Now I know who I'm going to be terminating off my island after this video, but I'll take care of that later. The next one that we have is the Mii Homes. This is where married Miis go and spend the rest of their lives. I mean, they still have their apartment, so they can totally hang out there as well, but they spend most of their time here. Wait a minute. Let's check up on how Sans and Monica are doing. I bet they're having a swell time. Won't you look at that? Sans and Monica are being so lovey-dovey. Probably talking about, I don't know, killing people or something. Seems on par. The Mii homes are basically no different from the apartments, except that 2 people live in the same house. You can't do anything more special than what you can do with Miis in the apartment, so let's just move past it. Next, we have the compatibility tester, and oh boy, this one is a doozy. Basically, the compatibility tester is just a machine that tests the relationship between 2 different Miis, friendship and romance. Let's put some Miis in the machine and see what comes out as the result. The way that the compatibility tester tests friendship and romance rankings is a little weird though. I never mentioned how in Tomodachi Life it is literally impossible to have a same-sex relationship, which is a little wacky, but if we move past that for a second, that means that it is impossible to test the friendship ranking between a girl and a boy. Only the romance. The only way to get a friendship ranking is doing it between a boy and a girl and a girl. With that being known, our first test is going to be between Hobo John and, oh, Monica. That'll be a perfect fit. Let's see how many sparks are flying today. Apparently, lots of sparks are flying considering it's an 86% match. Huh, well, Hobo John, looks like you got game. I'm not so sure Sans would be too happy about this, though. Next, we have Hobo John and Reggie Fils-Aimé as friends. Let's see how good of friends they are. Don't sweat it, John. He's just one of the most iconic video game presidents of all time. Don't worry, a lot of other people like you, especially Monica. Let's keep the Hobo John trend going, and next we'll do Hobo John and Waluigi. They better be really good friends, I swear. Honestly, it's a bit better than I thought you'd do, Hobo John. Nice job. I think it's time to give Hobo John a break and make Waluigi our new base. Let's do Waluigi and Princess Peach. Let's see how many sparks are flying. Wow, Waluigi, I guess Princess Peach isn't Mario's girl anymore. There's a new hero in the Mushroom Kingdom. Finally, we have Waluigi and PewDiePie as friends. Now, hear me out. I personally think Waluigi and PewDiePie would be awesome as friends. Let's see what the game thinks. Of course, immediately after I found out that this might be true, I went to Twitter and asked PewDiePie if it was real. He hasn't responded to me yet, but I think he'll get to me later. Well, that's it for the compatibility tester. There's also a compatibility forecast, but that's much less interesting, so I'm just gonna skip right past that. Next, we have the port. Remember when I was talking about the importware and the campground, and how in the importware you get items shipped from streetpass, and on the campground, well, you just get Miis from streetpass? This is where both of those things arrive. That's all it's used for. The clothes and people arrive here. Next, we have the Nintendo 3DS image share, obviously the most interesting place on the island. It's exactly what it sounds like. You just share images from Tomodachi Life to random social medias. That's it. Next is the Café, which is a bit of a weird one. Basically, nothing really goes on here, and no, there is no 24/7 event. There's something called a special event that has no time when it happens, and it just happens, honestly, whenever it feels like. It's called the Guys and Girls Hangout, and honestly, it is really funny to listen to their conversations when they're hanging out. But since it's not going on, I guess both of us don't get to hear it. Next is the photo studio, and this is, well, a photo studio. Basically, you can pick any Miis that you want on the island and take a picture with them, but there's multiple type of pictures you can take, like the pair, the group, the whole island if you want, and a child, but there's no children on this island, so I can't do that. You can make your Miis do any pose and expression that you want, but other than that, there's nothing else to it. Just take some funky pictures with your Miis, have fun with it. Next, we have the amusement park, and oh boy, this place is fun. It's just like the fountain on where there's timed events, and won't you look at that? One of the events is going on right now. Let's check out what it is. So what we have to do here is we have to move our hands at the bottom screen, like he said, to send the power. So we could separate the box where Ian's trapped in. His entire body's gonna split apart. Obviously, it's not real, it's just a magic trick. And, oh, look at that. We did it. Oh, that was so easy. It doesn't seem like Ian can really get out, but you know, who cares, am I right? There are more events that can be shown at the amusement park, but that was the only one going on right now, so that's all I have to show you there. Next, we have the park. I mean, it's a park. Don't let my voice of concern make you think that this area is boring. Trust me, it's not. It actually has the most events out of any area in the whole game. Too bad none of them are going on right now, because I'd love to show you some. The only thing that you consider an event going on right now is Hobo John sleeping on the ground. I mean, he is a professional hobo. The following events that can go on at the park are right here. Too bad none of them are going on because they're real swell. And finally, our last place is the Me News Station. Now this place is funny. Basically, every single day at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., there's a new news report that just puts your islanders in real wacky situations. Let's see what the Me News report is for today.
You're watching Me News. A gargantuan mysterious footprint was discovered on Everlast Island's Orange Beach. The footprint is 5 feet long and 6 inches deep. Professor McGee, a longtime researcher of mysterious footprints, had this to say. I've never seen anything like it. Now I need to find the owner. He asked some islanders for their thoughts on the matter. I thought everybody knew about that.
I see. That's pretty newsy news.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, like I said, Me News gets a little wacky, but it always puts a smile on my face no matter what. Well, I guess that's it.
Was Ian wearing a banana costume? Never mind that. It's okay, because here's the thing. I actually don't really get this game at all. Whatever, forget about that news report. Everything I just showed you right there, that's Tomodachi Life. I love this game. This game, without a doubt, is one of the most wacky experiences you will ever have in your life. And I love games like that. And this game does it to the fullest. I would say second place. First place being Katamari Damacy. If you've ever played that game, I don't think you'll ever be the same. And I want to be very clear with all of you. I did not go over everything you can do with Tomodachi Life. Yeah, I went over all the base areas in the game and the basics of what you can do in each one. But like the apartment building, there was so much I did not show off. And it's for a reason. I want you to try out this game yourself. It is truly an experience, more than a game, honestly. I don't even care how you play the game. You can play it on a 3DS, which is the way you should play it, or you can play it on an emulator for all I care. Don't tell Nintendo I told you that, though. Tomodachi Life is just such a fun experience, and I can't get over how awesome it is. I never will. I love this game, man. Who knows? Maybe it will be so great that we'll finally get a port to the Switch someday. You're watching Me News. Apparently, a Tomodachi Life reboot is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Everybody's excited for it. Just ask these islanders for their thoughts on the matter. Alright, listen, man, I'm trying to get a story, I don't know. I'm gonna get fired from my job soon, okay? I just need a good story, okay? Please just be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. Please, I promise you, I'll make it worth your while. Just come on camera, please.
Can you stop bothering me? I'm gonna call the cops on you.
Just please.
Wow, this is great news. I'm really looking forward to all of the updates on this information. Can I have my $5 now?
I can understand why people are so excited about this information, considering Tomodachi Life sold billions of copies on the 3DS. I mean, come on, it outsold India. But with that, thanks for watching. This is Jacob Hawkins on Me News, signing off. That news report wasn't real. Tomodachi Life isn't actually coming to the Switch right now, but I really wish it would. I mean, they already transferred a very similar game in the aspect of watching your Miis live out your life, except in the style of an RPG, Miitopia, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. They moved that to Switch. Tomodachi Life would work so well on Switch. Maybe it'd actually give the Switch some personality. I digress. Tomodachi Life is such a fun and wacky game, and it really deserved to have some spotlight on a newer console. And it just isn't getting that. But it should. Hey, I know this is a bit much to ask for, but honestly, I think we should be getting Tomodachi Life and Tomodachi Collection on the Switch. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll even name it Tomodachi Recollection. Get it? Because the first game was already called Tomodachi Collection, so you can't call it Tomodachi Collection, but if you put Tomodachi Life and Tomodachi Collection into the same game and have a collection of both of them, then, you can call it Tomodachi Recollection. Now that I'm thinking about that, Tomodachi Collection and Tomodachi Life are almost the exact same game. It's just Tomodachi Life did everything that Tomodachi Collection did, except just way better and built more on top of it. Yeah, Tomodachi Collection is kind of useless nowadays. And it's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about Tomodachi Life, or we were talking about Tomodachi Life. I'm done talking about Tomodachi Life now. I appreciate everybody for listening to my rant about Tomodachi Life. If there's one thing we learned today, Waluigi and PewDiePie should do a collab.